Hi guys, it's brandinimojo with Tribal Awakening Ministry, and I have a video for you guys tonight. This video tonight for the Divine Masculines Presents The Naked Truth is to be a special video. This one will be in memory of Emmaus Joseph Askedom, who we all know as Nipsey Hussle. He was 33 years old. He was born on August 15th, 1985, and he was killed on March 31st, 2019. I want to start off by saying that I was always a fan of rap and hip hop, but at the time of Nipsey's death, I had absolutely no knowledge of his music. I'd heard of him as an artist, but the full weight of Nipsey's presence on this planet did not fully hit me until March 31st. I can remember where I was at. I was actually in Houston. I was at an event called Tune Out Cancer, sponsored by my friend Kevin Hamlin out of Houston, Texas. And a friend of mine who was there with us doing photography and videography, she owns AWOL Media, Images by Yvette. She was upset and distraught. And when I asked her what was wrong, she said a friend of hers had been killed. And it really, really affected the Dallas community really hard, which is a part of a social interaction that I affiliate myself with, being from Oklahoma. I got the pleasure to meet these beautiful people who not only own entrepreneurships and businesses of their own, like AWOL Media, Innovet, and some of my other friends from Tribal Life Art and Raw Roots. It hit me hard over the last week during the coronavirus pandemic and some of the awakening triggers that really hit home to me over the weekend, with my friend Danny Ray from Tribal Life Art and my friend Jackie Robinson from Raw Roots out of Dallas, Texas. As entrepreneurs and light workers, Nipsey came to mind for all of us. We cried, we purged emotions that we'd been feeling over all of this, while Jackie's been pushing really, really hard during this time to push out juice from Raw Roots, because it's extremely healthy for you and organic. A lot of his juices really help the immune system fight bacteria and other things. But we were sitting there talking about Nipsey Hussle and the fact that he was a straight up activist. Not only was he an entrepreneur, and he came from the streets of Crenshaw, but the fact wasn't that he, came from gangs and violence. It was what he did with his life in the meantime, coming out of the struggle and pushing himself extremely hard to be successful. And what he did with the rewards of his abundance was he created businesses, he created places for people to live and people to work, and he teamed up with other activists and entrepreneurs as well. And in the end, it got him killed. And the reason why I'm channeling Nipsey Hussle and dedicating this video tonight to the Divine Masculines Naked Truth, episode 5, is simply for the fact that not only am I channeling his energy, But for the for the awakened divine masculine collective in general at this point in time, um, I've titled the video "Awakening Masculine Strikes Back" because there was a quote that caught my mind about striking again after finding life again after hope was lost. And this was one of Nipsey's quotes, and I'm going to read it to you. It was why I chose the thumbnail for this video, because it makes so much sense right now, considering what is happening in the world a year later, coming up on his memorial. The state of the world, is in turmoil, and the same thing that Nipsey Hussle fought for in his final days was everything that the Twin Flame Collective is here on mission to fight for in general. It's the well-being of our planet. It's the well-being of the human beings that live here, and what Twin Flames are actually called in mission to really do. And the reality of it hits hard, and it's something that not everybody wants to face. And for some on this journey, this video may be triggering, because the things that I'm about to say are things that we don't want to accept. And the fact that I'm channeling this great spirit tonight is just proof that sometimes when we lose one of the Twin Flame Collective, the whole entire collective feels it. And even though I didn't know Nipsey Hussle at the time of his death and didn't understand what his music was about, over the last year, I have been educated. But at the same time, at this particular time when we lost Nipsey last year, every twin flame on the planet felt that, regardless of whether we knew him or whether we listened to his music or we understood what was really, really happening, um, revolving how he died and why. He was going to publish a book by Dr. Seelig, who had been killed previous months before for actually coming forward to the collective about the truth that he had the capabilities to heal people of cancer and AIDS and other ailments that um, could attack and kill your body. And Nipsey supported him. And in the end of the death of the doctor, Nipsey was going to publish his book and he was going to release it to the public. And there were people that didn't agree with Nipsey standing up for human rights and human beings, and pointing us in a different direction, toward holistic healing and um, understanding the power of spirituality, And so I have great and mad respect for this soul, because he was one of the 144,000, and he died for what he believed in, which is why we're all here as twin flames, and why my spirit guides guided me to start these episodes. And eventually, I wanted to make an announcement that pretty soon, the Divine Presents the Naked Truth will also feature in the future podcasts from myself, and other divine feminines and other divine masculines on the journey, where you guys can actually hear um, other twin flames literally talk about their journey and what it's been like for them to go through the process of awakening and to be here, going through these changes right along with the rest of the human collective, but also what they're doing to stand in mission right now. I feel like the collective needs to hear more of that, instead of more of us focusing on card readings and getting ourselves attached, to things that stray our focus away from our true mission here, because the journey of a twin flame is it's very crucial to the turning point of mankind's evolution. And a lot of us are romanticizing the journey of a twin flame, and I'm here to bust down the illusions that Twin Flames do face whenever it comes to our mission here. And we're using Nipsey as an example tonight, that sometimes our mission can become so great, and the legacy that we leave behind is the most important thing, for evolution's sake. And so I'm going to start off with a quote by Nipsey Hussle. It says, "When my hope was low, I found life within. I know its ups and downs, so every loss I took, I knew it was time to strike again." And so that really hit home whenever channeling the introduction to this video tonight, and over the last couple of days, the DNA activations and the spiritual ascension that I've hit and plateaued on over the last few days. I also channeled another message by Barack Obama, and he said it was about Nipsey's death. He said, while most folks look at the Crenshaw neighborhood where he grew up and saw only bullets and guns and despair and gangs, Nipsey saw potential. And that was actually wholeheartedly the truth. When Nipsey made his first couple million, he turned around and invested in jobs in the Crenshaw area. He invested in housing projects to help people get stability from the streets. And he also invested in larger corporations that pointed toward holistic health. And so this is really, honest to God, the cry of the awakened masculine. For the divine feminines who might click on this video to watch, I just have to tell you that from the standpoint of listening to the divine masculines that I spent time with over the weekend, while we were connecting spiritually and here in the 3D world as well, listening to these men speak, it's after every single reader that I've watched and all of the misguided information coming in about twin flames and where the masculines stand after what I've witnessed myself with my own eyes and listening to these divine masculines speak. They're standing in mission. You know, they're busting their asses every day, and some of us wonder while we're watching readers talk about how the divine masculine can't sleep. Well, I'm here to tell you, after what I've witnessed other divine masculines literally go through on their journeys at this point in time, is they're not worried about union. They're worried about their children. They're worried about their friends and family members with children. During this crisis and then in this pandemic, the divine masculines are truly waking up to mission, and in a huge, very honest and very truthful sense. You know, a lot of the divine masculines that are already quite awakened are already standing in mission. They're helping the homeless. They're feeding people who are needing groceries in their homes right now. They're out there passing out food and working at the soup kitchens, and you know, they're putting out every ounce of who they are to try to help the collective that they're a part of, you know, their neighborhoods, you know, their businesses. You know, they're truly out there tirelessly working their asses off to raise the vibration of the communities around them. So while a lot of these messages are being spread about the divine masculines and how stuck they are, I'm here to tell you that for a masculine that may be stuck coming into his divinity, that is not the truth of the awakened masculine. The awakened masculines are needing more love and light from the collective than ever, because the divine masculines that I'm speaking of, the ones who are truly awakened, the ones who are truly moving toward their divinity and ascending and standing in mission, they're doing the work more than you know. And I'm also here to tell you that after what I've witnessed, these divine masculines on this collective level are are truly so far more advanced than even some of the divine feminine collective, who may be thinking that they're more advanced than the masculine. I'm here to tell you that the divine masculines are at work. They're very much at work with spirit and mission, and they're ready to die for what they believe in. They're ready to push harder than ever to make sure that their friends and family reach some kind of safety in the event that this pandemic does not end or it doesn't clear up anytime soon. These divine masculines are working really, really hard, because the signs and the synchronicities that we get as twin flames, we know that we have to hustle our asses off. We have to be in some kind of a position to help other people who are in turmoil when the time comes. We also know that to be a twin flame in times like this in the world, it is a dangerous time for twin flames. That is also why I'm channeling this Nipsey Hussle, why Nipsey Hussle's soul has been heavily on my mind for the last several days, because I've known for a long time that in my awakening process, I had gotten the download very early on that I'm a special individual, and my particular bloodline is very, very rare. And I've always thought about what would happen if I were to ever get hemmed up into a FEMA camp, or if I were to ever um, be hemmed up in a setting like this, for the government to find out that my level of clairaudience is in the 57 range. My level of clairsentience is even higher. And because of my particular bloodline and the talk about divinity within bloodlines and DNA, I would be one of those people that if we want to talk about an opposition against light workers, I would not survive a Holocaust to start a revolution. And the reason why is because I would start a revolution from within the walls of a FEMA camp or from a concentration camp, period. Because people like me, people like us, twin flames in general, we're special individuals. It shows in our DNA, and it is a dangerous time for twins. It's not a time for twins to necessarily be out in the open, but it's a time for twins to understand that our missions in times of trouble and turmoil, because of what we're here to do, because we are soldiers of God, of Source, we're here to overturn a lot of this evil that has taken over the world. And for those of us that try to do that and to use the voice of our commandment and to use the voice that we have to kill lower vibrational energies, the more at risk we become for using our voices to speak out. So while people want to romanticize twin flames, from my brethren and I, we would like to remind you guys that this is where we really need to focus on mission. This is where we really need to focus on our own ascensions. This is where we really truly need to have all hope in humanity. This is where we truly need to take risks in life if we want to be victorious. And this is where we truly need to have a battle strategy. And this is about survival. It's what twin flames are in mission to do. It's to help humanity rise above things and survive. This is what true twin flames are supposed to be guiding human beings and the rest of the collective to do, and to lead by example, to step into leadership. And this is what this is this is about for the divine masculines right now. This is about the divine masculines needing to step into their own leadership roles, to gain stability, not only for themselves, but for their loved ones and the people around them that they love. This is how they are raising the vibrations of the planet right now. Okay. Another piece of wisdom that I collected today, right before I decided to do the reading, was from God himself, of course, Morgan Freeman. This quote of Morgan Freeman's says to take risks, because if you win, you'll be happy. And if you lose, you'll be wise. And so if that's not a message from God himself, I don't know what is. But it was very important to also put that into this message for the Divine Masculine Presents the Naked Truth video tonight. And in memory of Mr. Nipsey Hussle, I'm going to go ahead and get into the angel numbers for you guys, because there were 3 different messages. One was the message of 111, 555, and 808. And I'm going to go ahead and read those really quickly for you guys. So with the angel number 111, it symbolizes the principles of spiritual awakening and enlightenment, high energy inspiration, and intuition. It's about self-expression and sensitivity. Be aware of the persistent thoughts and ideas as they manifest quickly at this time. The next level of urgency to look at what you do not see about love, life, or health. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities. 1. Originality and leadership. Independence, leading roles, and spiritual awakening journeys. Getting tuned into divine guidance. New beginnings also mean changes, so you can manifest the highest good in the energy. Answer the call of your soul. Shape the life that you want. Okay, so the angel number 555 is about releasing the old and trusting that what you release will be replaced with better. Release doubts, fears, and obstacles, confusion, and ask for others for support at this time. The universe is waiting for your instructions on how to serve you. Life is about to change for you, Divine Masculine. Amplified vibrations of life, choices, and personal freedoms are here for you now. So prepare to experience growth, transition like never before. Some of the changes coming may not make sense, but the angels want you to trust that it's all for the better. Release the fear of change so that you can allow better days and better things to come your way. You get the point, right? When you overcome the obstacles of the journey through change, you will find your genuine happiness. These are monumental changes and they are powerful, so the stakes are higher. These changes can turn your life around. So embrace this change because you have divine assistance. Stay focused, Divine Masculine. Angel number 808. 8 and 0 with 8 twice amplifies and magnifies its energies. 8 is the number of self-confidence and authority, of personal self-manifesting positive abundance, monetary and business acumen, decisiveness, giving and receiving inner wisdom and intelligence, discernment, and good judgment. 8 is the number of karma, cause and effect. The number 0 is a potential choice of a spiritual journey. 0 also relates to the God force, a universal source, and magnifies its influence. 808 is a message from divine, signifying an impending endings of your life are a part of your soul purpose and life mission. Infinity, oneness, and wholeness come from this mission of universal source. Changes in hindsight were the necessity and the beneficial to you on this journey. Be sure that the path you choose is beneficial to you on every single level and aligns with your true self. Your life is for you to live, so make sure your choices are right for you. Do not fear changing paths. Have the courage to create a life that is built around what is most important for you. Live from a place that reflects who you truly are. Proper work and effort will ensure prosperity, so be responsible for your well-being and ensure you have solid foundations for yourself, your loved ones. This will ensure your prosperity and help you live to full potential on every level. Stay focused. And I really feel like that's kind of like definitely a message from Nipsey coming through to tell you guys to stay focused, because everything that you are embarking on this journey is a part of your spiritual growth. And to right now use this energy that you have with the angel number 111, this is about paying attention to the signs and synchronicities and trusting in your discernment to move forward towards your highest good and towards your highest goals, and to release what no longer serves you, and to understand that everything in life is about the stakes being high, to focus on the end game. Focus on the end game. Focus on your end plan, on your end mission, and what you're here to do. So, again, when my hope was low, I found life within. I know it's ups and downs. So every loss I took, I knew was to strike again. So we've been down. It's time to get back up and strike again. This is about the divine, the awakening masculine striking back after falling down and having to get back up again, time and time again. It isn't about the struggle. It's about the journey. It's not about the destination. And so it very much, the angel numbers, the messages from Nipsey, so far, it's resonating for me. I mean, on a deep level. So we're going to get into the tarot part of this. We're going to start out with divine counterparts and separation oracles. I use this deck by Made for Love. She has her own YouTube channel here on YouTube. Obviously, I just said that, didn't I? But anyway, I use the divine counterparts and separation deck because divine masculines are very different from divine feminines, and divine feminines are very different from divine masculines. So while you may be together or you may not, this is for the fact that we are still separate entities, okay? Even if we're twins, even if our twin flame is the other half of our soul or whatnot, whether we're in union with our twin or whether we are not, it's also still to acknowledge that the whole purpose of being a twin flame is about the mission. And so, but anyway, we are separate entities. So I'm going to start out with this deck, get 4 cards for the overall energy of the divine masculine. What he's clearing out from the past, what he's dealing with right now, what's going on in his headspace, and what's going on in his heart space at the moment. All right, so I'm going to let the divine masculine collective take over and speak through me during this reading. I'm going to call upon my angels, masters, way showers, and guides to make me a clear channel to channel the voices of the divine masculine, the awakened divine masculine. And we're going to get down to the naked truth of what stage in this part of the process the divine masculine is going through, and how he is taking in the worldly, experience at the moment. Okay. Again, I do want to apologize if my videos may be triggering for some of you guys. A lot of these videos that I do channel from the divine are meant to help trigger you guys into your ascensions and help you break free of the chains of illusions that we fall under on this journey. And this journey is full of them, let me guarantee that. Okay, so from the Divine Masculine Collective and the Naked Truth, what is the Divine Masculine experiencing right now, clearing out energies from times past? What is the Divine Masculine right now going through right now in the present, in the 3D world? Okay. Mind you, I'm not looking at these cards until I am ready to share them with you guys. So what is the Divine Masculine facing right now in his headspace? What is going on in the Divine Masculine's headspace? What is going on in the Divine Masculine's heart space? All right. Okay, so I have a feeling this is going to be a really beautiful read, guys. Overall energy, the Divine Masculine does feel his divine counterparts within his energy space. He's feeling very protective. He's also feeling very loving and very nurturing toward his soulmate people right now. These could be people that he works with. These could be people that he faces within his collective energies at the moment. I feel like the Divine Masculine's heart space is so open that it's not just to his Divine Feminine, but it is toward his family members, the people that are closest to him right now. He's feeling very protective and very within the pride setting of that lion nature that all Divine Masculines possess from within. The lion nature also represents the energy of the sun, which is highly masculine. So he's definitely stepping into power at the moment because of his loved ones and the love that he has for them. So the energy from the Divine Masculine is very, very deep at the moment. And he's feeling that on a very, very deep soul level. Okay. And so while he's not only thinking about his divine counterpart or his potential soulmate, he is thinking about the souls of the ones he loves and how he's going to protect them. So this is about the Divine Masculine, really an overall energy, stepping up his game with that push from spirit. Okay, so we're going to get right into this. So right now we have, I'm waiting for the right time to be transparent. We have a battle of pride, but it's not a battle of pride. This is him feeling kind of like he's coming up with I feel like right now the Divine Masculine is being very quiet because he's coming up with a contingency plan to give his family or himself some sense of freedom. Because right now the Divine Masculine is very stuck in this. He's not very stuck, but he's definitely feeling the weight of freedom right now within the collective, and it's weighing down on him very, very heavily. So the Divine Masculine is actually moving in secret. He's moving in silence right now because of how much love he feels, not only for his divine counterpart, because he feels her all the time, even if they are or are not together. He's worrying about the fact that because of his deep love for his loved ones and for his pride, which is his family, he's trying to move out of this energy of feeling like he's trapped and like he can't move in this energy. It could also explain a lot of the Divine Masculine's silence at the moment. Okay, so this is the main message right now coming across the board for the Divine Masculines. And we're going to get into the tarot here in just a minute, but I'm going to pull a couple more oracle cards for you guys. We're going to find out and get some clarification to why the Divine Masculine is moving in secret. Why it's obvious why the Divine Masculine is feeling the need to protect his pride from imprisonment right now, because that is a threat within the worldly collective right now, especially here in the United States. Divine Masculines are really taking this thing very seriously, and they're coming up with contingency plans on how to protect their loved ones if the nation should fall. They're experiencing a very, very large heart chakra opening at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and get into the chakra healing oracles, or the chakra wisdom oracles. We're going to find out what's going on right now, what the Divine Masculine is healing right now in silence. Okay, so he's waiting for the right time to be transparent. I don't feel like it's just with the Divine Feminine, but it's with everyone around him. He's waiting for the right time to be transparent about why he's been quiet. He can feel the impatience of the feminine collective, and it's kind of putting some pressure on his throat chakra at the moment. Okay, he's feeling the impatience of the world collective at the moment as well, and it can be quite overwhelming when you're an extreme empath. So the divine masculine is feeling the impatience of the world right now, and so it's kind of made the divine masculine go within and be a little bit more silent about the way he moves right now. He's also trusting in spirit to help guide him along the way. Um, with the impatience card, there is a message there. So let me get to that. We're going to find out what that message for and from the divine masculine is about. He's definitely not in isolation at the moment, but he is waiting for dawn. So right now the divine masculine's getting downloads from spirit that the dawn will come, and right now he's just got to be on the move. And so he's transmuting through some fearful energies to grip onto his soul cord, so that he can release certain things. Um, the inspiration that he's going through right now is not that he's not being rushed to make any decisions, but he's thinking more methodical in this time. And he's also having a hard time making his needs known. He's asking himself if he's being too forceful in the moment. So it could also represent another reason why he is being very quiet at the moment. He doesn't want to come off as being too forceful. He's really trying to he's not trying to overexhaust himself right now. Right now he's being divinely guided that success will come through patience. He just has to be patient. It's really hard for the divine masculine right now when he has so much on his mind. But at the same time, that divine guidance that he's getting is unfolding the revelation for his own success at the moment. So this is what's healing within the divine masculine and within his throat chakra, why he's being quiet, why he's not ready yet to come forward to the collective to be transparent at the moment. It's kind of like a part of the divine masculine's inner battle strategy coming to play here. So I think that this has been going on for actually quite some time, but there are certain aspects of the divine masculine's life right now that he needs to go within and free himself of. And it could be from older energies. That's why the energy of the angel number 555 came out today. I saw that number sequence for the divine masculine earlier in the day, but that makes a whole lot of sense as to why the impatience card is here. And so he's really going within and he's waiting for the right time and place to become transparent with his goals. Okay, so I want to know what else is going on within this impatience card. What else is he healing? Gratitude. Divine masculine's third eye chakra is also wide open. He is expressing his gratitude. He is deeply he's getting deep downloads about all of the things that he's grateful in life for, the things in his life that have been fruitful. He's also in overall energy right now. The reason why it's hard for him to be transparent is because he's having to make very quick moves toward his destiny, so he doesn't necessarily have time to dissipate. And he's getting this energy feeling from his biological clock. It's ticking, and it's letting him know that he's almost out of time, or not that he's not out of time, but that he's running out of time. Time's getting shorter. I also want to say that a lot of us are feeling the collective energy from the passing of Lemuria and Atlantis. A lot of the collective starseeds, TwinFlames, divine souls are feeling the weight of the loss of these civilizations at this time. This is also a time, not only with the coronavirus and everything that's happening in the world, it's really a trigger for all of us to ascend. It's really a trigger for all of us to continue on our path to awakening. It's to actually transform and put to rest a lot of the lies that we've told, that we've been told. Um, a lot of things that need to come out in disclosures to other human beings, and how to rise in these ascensions, or how to change through these ascensions. This, everything that we're experiencing right now in the world is about change. It doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like it's a very positive change, but there's a means to an end. And that's what the Divine Masculine Collective is really getting through these spiritual downloads right now, and where his path and destiny is taking him. And so his destiny path is gaining more and more importance to the Divine Masculine as the days go by. And gratitude is how the Divine Masculine is actually moving forward in this energy. Okay, so he's starting to appreciate the things around him more, and things that he may have taken for granted in the past are gaining some more recognition and esteem within the heart of the Divine Masculine. Gratitude right now is raising his vibration to a higher level. So if he has been unhappy in relationships, he's being reminded that to be in his power is to change it. And there's no mastery or mystery to being a good person, and good people do good things. So the Divine Masculine is very much feeling this energy, and he knows that it's a part of his destiny. And with the card of destiny coming out, it's about trusting his instincts and his guides through this awakening process. How can he master himself in moving and letting go and moving on and trusting his inner guidance? Well, he's learning the lessons of that right now. And so it's about finding that pathway to love, true love, taking a stand, positive omens, radical thinking, deep satisfaction, and having the ability to change. This is about the Divine Masculine taking risks and daring to have his own life the way that he decides it. He's asking himself if he's willing to make the sacrifices to have what he's desiring in life. So it's about going back to earth, coming back to earth, and figuring out what he really wants in life and how he's going to go about it. The appeal to the Council of the Great Spirits who turned down his requests. He's asking the Great Spirits on how he can be a servant and how they would grant his wishes if he were to serve them. So it's kind of like, what I'm getting from this is that the Divine Masculine is making a pact with Spirit right now, and it's really more on a spiritual level, and not from a selfless, or not from a selfish point of view. You know, maybe in the past the Divine Masculine might have taken some things for granted. So now that he's in that energy of stepping into his divinity and he is awakening, he is now asking Spirit about the pact, that he's making a pact with Spirit. It's kind of almost like the Divine Masculine is reliving his soul contract with Spirit, with the Divine right now in these times. So let's get to the bottom of what he's going through right now in the present when it comes to his pride and his family. I'm getting the senses that this is not just a shed of ego. This is more than just a shed of ego. This is about him roaring, you know, and after sleeping for so long. It's like the Divine Masculine has been sleeping for a very, very long time. But now that he's here in this journey through this lifetime, he's growing from this process. This is where his sense of pride is being nurtured at the moment. This is not about an ego release. This is about how he's going to protect and grow, allow himself to grow and protect his family and watch them grow as well. It's kind of like overlooking. He's in his fatherly energy at the moment. Like I said before, like his heart chakra is wide open. His love for his loved ones are deeper than the ocean. He knows that in order to grow, I feel like his pride, this would be about an emperor trying to grow his entrepreneurship or to grow his business, and knowing that in order to see fruition from everything that he's doing right now, he's working his ass off, and this is part of why he's not sleeping. And when the divine masculine isn't sleeping because he's busy on growing his own business, he could fall into some susceptibilities to falling into in thoughts of imprisonment, of feeling trapped, or feeling like his freedom right now is being restricted, which to some degree in reality, some of our freedoms are being restricted right now. But his main quest, in order to overcome this prison feeling, it's about understanding what's going on in his journey right now and releasing that victimhood energy. Okay, so this is what the divine masculines, if it is surfacing up in their thoughts to heal, there's a lot of throat chakra energy going on here. There's a lot of heart chakra energy here in this space as well. So there's a lot of healing going on. There's a lot of things being acknowledged at the moment as well. And like I said, a lot of the reason why the divine masculine is feeling this energy so heavily is because, a lot of us have lived so many past lives. We've lived through the destruction of the earth. And for some of us, who have old souls, and we are carrying these DNA activations right along with our awakenings and our triggerings. For the divine masculine, they're in this workaholic mode because they're growing their abundance, but they're moving from this energy of where they feel like they have to protect their families, and what their fears and the fears that they're needing to purge at this moment. And for all twin flames or divine souls that are on this journey, um, especially the divine masculines at the moment, it's about recognizing not just the threats of the world at the moment, but the threats in the world multiple times that we've already seen while we've been on our journey here on earth in multiple different lifetimes. Again, I said a lot of us are purging that energy of the fall of Atlantis and the fall of Lemuria, and it's really heavy on the collective at the moment because we have this energy from Saturn and Capricorn and Mercury and all of these different planetary alignments that have been taking place over the last year, especially over the last 6-7 months. In Vedic astrology, there's another YouTube channel that I've been watching lately, and it's called Conscience. And this young man from India is very, very, very accurate in his astrological predictions based on the Vedic astrology. If you listen to some of his videos that were even channeled from 6 months ago, he was talking about how the world would experience these types of we would experience more warlike things happening in the world. We would also experience this sickness, and how the planetary alignments were going to affect karma at this point in time. I've been channeling in my videos a lot about karma and clearing out these energies and staying strong and having courage through them because of the transformation process that it will produce. So even with the scare of the coronavirus, it's only going to be short-lived. But at the same time, it's kind of like a wake-up call for not only the divine masculine collective, but the divine feminine collective as well, that, not to take life for granted at any point in time, because we have to remind ourselves that we are on a mission. And the divine masculines are very, very fucking aware of this. And excuse my French, but they're extremely aware of this right now. And so this is what they're focusing on. And this is why they're focusing on getting stability and coming out of this feeling of entrapment right now. A lot of divine masculines are very aware that this victimhood, that this victim mentality and clearing it out is a part of their actual quest to free themselves as a prisoner of the past, and to help them propel and move themselves forward out of this fearful victimhood energy and being a prisoner of it. The divine masculine only has to realize that this is just an energy that he needs to acknowledge, um, that he carries from past lives. And so while we're experiencing the trouble and the turmoil and the chaos of what is going on in the world right now, it's only amplifying what the divine masculine is feeling at this particular time. So this is why the divine masculine is in that feeling trapped. He's very much working his ass off so that he has all of the freedoms that he needs in order to survive and make sure that his family is stable and safe. Okay, so this is very much on the divine masculine's mind at the time. For the divine masculine's unconditional love that he feels in his heart right now and not taking anything for granted, this is affecting his sacral chakra. It's affecting him to be more creative. It's affecting him to be perseverance, or to use the art of perseverance to obtain his goals at the moment. His creativity will keep him sane, is what my spirit guides are telling me, that the divine masculine's ability to create and be creative is affecting that part of his sacral chakra to open and expand. And he's also finding it in his heart, with these spiritual ascensions, with these releases, facing these fears. It's also put him in the energy of forgiveness, which for the divine masculine to expand in order to be in this energy of forgiveness, um, it's also fueling him to persevere creatively. It's also releasing a huge blockage for him at this time. It's also helping on his quest to come out of this victimhood. It's about um, the spark of divinity revealing its miracles and mysteries to him along the way. This is solar plexus energy as well. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right there. So for the divine masculine, even though this is a time of turmoil and chaos and growth and expansion for him, the changes that are taking place in the world are extremely scary, which is why we got that angel message from 555. Expansion is extremely scary. Forgiveness and the release of it and wondering what's coming, that's another thing altogether. When you release that energy, you never know what's coming for you. Um but in all on a whole level, the divine masculine is not understanding that he is understanding that he's on a quest right now to change this victim mentality that the distorted masculine side of him has been in before. So it's only triggering the divine masculine to rehash the lesson of coming out of the victim the victim mentality and not letting what's happening in the world right now sway him from his path, which is his true quest. The divine masculine right now has all four of the throat chakra cards out on the board right now. It's about impatience, being workaholic. He's tirelessly working his ass off. This is something that the divine masculine, he's going to need to take a rest at some point and regroup, because this time of expansion is really huge for the divine masculine. A lot of miracles are coming in, a lot of divine messages, a lot of divine guidance is coming in for the divine masculine at the moment. And it's really about him just pushing forward and taking time to rest and rejuvenate whenever he feels it necessary. So I just want to get a message from that growth card and from the victim card. The card of miracles, though, is about being light, being the way for others, not suppressing who you really are, divine masculine. The coming miracles are about integrity and the gifts of reward. Darkville is a town of self-centered people, and one day Betty is given too much change after making a purchase. As she returns after making a purchase and she returns to the extra money, a bright light bursts from the stump of a dead oak tree in the center of town. The citizens are bewildered by the sudden brightness, but neither question the sun's sparkle nor change their cheating ways. One day a child asks why it came. It tells her that it shines for all, that it is good in the world, and it appears when good deeds occur, and the residents of Darkvale are touched and become more selfless. Okay, so I think the divine masculine is coming to the awareness that this time and day, in this time and place, and what he's witnessing right now is actually the miracle in itself. And integrity. Okay, so in a time of darkness, which is what we're all sitting in right now, and what kind of looms over us, the threat of darkness, is that we've all been sitting here asking ourselves why this is all happening. And when in reference to the conscience videos of Vedic astrology, where he talks about how we were experiencing a time of severe karma because collectively we've kind of put that energy out there, where we've listened to the propaganda and we've listened to the fearful teachings and preachings of the world, about the end coming and about the end of days. We've seen the end of days. A lot of us twin flames or divine souls, we've been here for multiple lifetimes. Like I said, we've witnessed true victimhood at its worst. We've witnessed all of these tragic things happening. We've witnessed the fall of Atlantis. We've witnessed the destruction of Lemuria. We've witnessed in our time span, we've witnessed the death of Jesus Christ. We've witnessed the sanctioning of men from every part of the world to go and fight during the Crusades. We've witnessed men and women killing each other over religion and factions in the world where one person thinks that they're right and the other person thinks that they're right, and everybody wants to disagree with one another when everybody holds one piece of the puzzle. The divine really are truly getting these downloads in our expansion, and to truly be awakened, we come to the understanding that no matter what is happening in the 3D world, we've already experienced this time and time again. And in the divine feminines, I'll talk about this in the divine feminine video. The divine feminines are especially me on my life path journey. My soul body reading was very crazy when it talked about how I have this hard time finding logic in a solution to what is going on in the world right now, because from what I can pick up in my past memories, there were no solutions at the time, and if there were, they weren't seen to be on a place of devastation. um, and so this is the weight of the energy that we're all carrying on us right now on our quests in life, and why we feel imprisoned during the things that are happening and taking place in the 3D world now. We're all feeling this shit on a 5-dimensional level, guys, but the divine masculines are really truly awakened to that specifically at the moment. And if divine feminines aren't, we should be. This is what's creating that tactical fear that creates pandemic and why we're all experiencing it. But the divine masculines are understanding that this is clearing out some shit on his journey. This is clearing out, and he'll start to figure that out more. Um, the more that he releases this energy of forgiveness, when he's feeling grateful for everything that he has around him, he's feeling more forgiveness in his heart space. He's opening his heart to healing through his own inspirations and through his own perseverance. During this expansion, it's really opening his heart space. He's really feeling love. He's really feeling grateful. So this is what is going on in the divine masculine's healing process right now. We know what's going on in his head. We know what's going on in his heart. His heart is open. His heart is expanding. It's bringing in inspiration. It's giving him the energy to persevere through this shit. And as far as I'm concerned, he's persevering like a boss, like a beast, like a king, like an emperor. And he's protecting his pride at the moment. And he's not afraid to grow and expand and work his ass off to do it in the meantime. So I'm going to get a final message from the Divine Masculines and from the Tarot. I'm just going to pull some Tarot cards really quick. We're going to get a message from Spirit for the Divine Masculines on how they can move forward from this point in time, at this point in time, and how they can, what is the advice for the healing cards? We're going to get the clarification for the advice for the healing cards in the Tarot. A lot of heart chakra openings, a lot of expansion within that throat chakra happening. The Divine Masculine is truly finding his voice. I really do feel. Okay, so what we got is, why is he being quiet? He's in this energy of the King of Cups right now. The tarot deck that I'm using is 8 coins tattoo tarot, which is funny because they told me to use the 8 coins and you guys got a message from the number 808 today. The number of 808 was about changing paths and having the courage to create a life that around what is most important for you, Divine Masculines, living from a place. And that's living from a place of worth, importance, what's important to you. Living from a place that reflects who you truly are. And to do that would be to have an open space of gratitude for all of the gifts that God gave you, and to implement these things into your world of patience so that you can be patient within yourself and be transparent with other people, Divine Masculine. The card meaning underneath that, you have overall energy, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so for the King of Cups, we have a message to help the Divine Masculine right now. And the King of Cups is emotionally restrained and in complete control of himself. He does not let his feelings get the best of him or lead him to making rash decisions. Nonetheless, he has a tender heart. He is compassionate and sympathetic, however diplomatic and strong when he needs to be. The king's watchful eyes gaze out over a lotus flower blossoming from the royal cup. A heart hovers above, holding the king's crown. Warm rays of sunshine break from behind the heart and permeate through dark clouds. Despite his serious and focused demeanor, the king's love and compassion will shine through in his decision making. With love and compassion, he will see that his kingdom grows healthy and strong, just as the lotus flower has. Now is a time when you should practice emotional control, open your heart, and show compassion to those around you. Don't let your feelings sway you from maintaining a healthy balance in life. Now, that's a strong message for the Divine Masculines on how you can implement more gratitude right now into your life to open up your heart space and to let the warm rays of sunshine permeate into your heart and permeate through the dark clouds. I feel like the Divine Masculines are truly allowing this heart space to open so that they do feel like there's some light in the darkness. That's that spark of life, when all hope is almost gone. The Divine Masculines are starting to feel that because for a while, all they could feel was despair there for a while. And so now they're believing that there's more in store, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing for the Divine Masculine Collective to help be in this energy of gratitude and give back to others while he's in his King of Cups energy. His King of Cups energy is extremely beautiful. So he's gathering some patience right now with everything that he's doing, with everything that he's responsible for, and he's ensuring that solid foundations are coming about, but he's creating healthy boundaries for himself at this particular time, which was extremely needed. Okay, the Knight of Cups energy, or the Knight of Swords. Wait, what's the Knight of Swords? Wait, no, that's the Knight of Cups. Holy shit, we have 2 cups in the house. The Knight of Cups energy is a true man. He's feeling truly romantic. Okay, so he'll fight for his love and sweep his lover completely off their feet. The Knight usually comes bringing proposals of sorts, perhaps an offer for a new, exciting life, or perhaps a gift that makes your heart soar. The Knight has a way with words, but they're often just that. The tattoo on the Knight's cheek shows his true commitment and timeless dedication. The white rose at his heart symbolizes his pure nature and good intentions. Notice, however, that the cup he offers you is more of an illusion than an actual cup, but the Knight means well. It might not be able to materialize the dreams he speaks so eloquently about. So this is what the divine masculine is actually fearing. He's fearing that what he wants to create could possibly be an illusion, and so the divine masculine really has to stay strong and push forward through these energies and just be patient. And that's why the patience card came out and what he needs to heal in his throat chakra right now. The divine masculine just needs a little bit of reassurance that everything that he is creating right now in the moment is going to materialize eventually, even if it isn't right at the second. Okay, so this is about putting in his time and being grateful for his own devoted service. This committed type of character is beautiful and rare. And so this is what the divine masculine is on the inside. He is a devoted person, and that's a rare thing. So he's devoted to everything that he's doing right now, but he has a little bit of fear about whether it's going to manifest for the highest good. The divine masculine just needs to be reassured. So don't fault him too harshly for his daydreaming and understand when you need to take a more concrete step forward. Okay, so this is about the divine masculine getting those downloads from spirit, talking about taking a more concrete step forward in the energy of gratitude right now. And for the awakened masculine as well as the awakened feminine, it's hard for us to come back down to earth sometimes, and we may think everything is okay. And sometimes when we go and go and go and we don't get sleep and we're pushing ourselves so hard because we're just working our ass off for the end goal, sometimes we just have to remember that even though, you're working your ass off, you just have to take some time to rest and love, give yourself some love and pampering. Even a masculine needs this kind of healing during these expansions, during these awakenings. And working your ass off for the end goal, and fearing that it's not going to come to fruition and everything's not going to come exactly how, it may not come exactly how you're manifesting it, but you're taking action, divine masculine. You don't need to be so hard on yourself, is what spirit is trying to say to you during this time. Okay, moving on. I'm going to get one card for the pride and workaholic and growth. Okay, so this is about 10 of cups. It's about the 10 of cups. Okay. So his pride is about his family. His family is his pride. This is something that he works very, very hard to make sure of, as far as family being safe, protected, and well-being. This is about building, working hard to have the good things in life. This is about that spiritual growth. This is also not only a path to, physical growth and growth within the financial world, but this is about contentment altogether, and the divine masculine working very hard for the 10 of cups. Overall energy, Knight of Cups again. It's funny, he's just all over this shit. So we have the 10 of Cups energy, which is about love, happiness, and the comfort of family. The 10 reminds us to look forward to those who have always been there for us when we're feeling blue, to be appreciative of the happy, stable comforts in our lives, what we do have. We see a man and a woman holding hands in front of a small log cabin in the mountains. Flowers blossom around them and rainbow soars over their homes. The two people live in a simple life, but they may have very little, but at the same time, they seem to have it all. The woman's hand is tattooed with a rose and the word love, symbolizing that love is all she needs in her life. The man has a mandala flower tattooed on his arm, symbolizing balance and peace. Within their little world, there is not much to be sad about. So take the joy in the simple pleasures of your life and forgive any grudges that you may be holding. Open your heart to the joy and happiness that comes with a loving family and loving friendships. So maybe over the last couple of weeks, the divine masculine was realizing that he had been holding a grudge somewhere. And apparently, since the last Divine Masculine Presents the Naked Truth episode, the Divine Masculine is now purging that need to forgive within his heart. And maybe Spirit is having to remind the stubborn Divine Masculines out there that if you're holding on to grudges right now, it'd be the best time to release and forgive because life is too fucking short. And you're also being told that if you do release this energy, you're also clearing out that negative energy to allow so much more expansion coming in. So it's releasing, shit so you can have better. It's releasing the shit so that you can have better things in life. So the angel numbers are definitely synchronistic with the cards that are coming out. And for Nipsey Hussle's message to you guys in the beginning about when his hope was low, he says, when my hope was low, I found life within. I know it's ups and downs. So for every loss I took, I knew to strike again. Okay, so this is about getting back up no matter what the fuck happens because you're very destined to succeed on your quest of, releasing the victimhood and stepping into your comforthood. Everything that makes you guys comfortable, everything that you guys want to see transpire in life, it's happening, and you can't give up right before you're about to, you can't give up right before you're about to hit the jackpot, guys. So Spirit just wants to send in a message of love and light to you guys that I know that you're at that part of the journey where you're like, if I could probably throw in the towel some of the times, but it's just a reminder that you just need to have some patience and open up your heart to some gratitude right about now because everything that you guys have been working for, it will come to you in divine timing and everything that is meant for you will always be meant for you. Okay? So, moving on. Everything that you release is going to be placed with something better. So, guys, this is now that time to release your fears and your doubts. And this is right here what's keeping you guys trapped and stuck in that victim mentality. Okay, regardless of whether the world ends tomorrow over martial law and we all wind up fucking victims in a FEMA camp, we are still going to have this quest and this mission to fucking fight for our own freedom. It's the same thing that we've done throughout courses in history, thousands and thousands of years of human against human slavery. I mean, it's all coming to an end, and it's the divine's quest for our quest and their soul contracts with us as divine light workers and soul beings and soldiers to come here and evolve and expand and learn this art of forgiveness within ourselves and release the burdens of all that hurt, of all that hurts. This is a lesson right now for all of us to release the burdens of what hurt. This is what the great masculine wants to say. This is what Nipsey Hussle is trying to say. You've got to release the burdens in order to move into your hustle. You've got to release the burdens that fucking keep you stuck in a victim-like mentality so that you can actually move into the action of your quest right now, coming out of victimhood. Most of us signed a contract with Spirit to go through these kind of processes to make us stronger, to make us who we are, to step into mission and to go from the ghettos and to go from gangster life to creating businesses for other people and giving back to the communities that raised you in a good way. It's transmutation from negative to positive, a complete and utter transmutation and transformation for expansion. Nipsey says, if I could do it, you guys can do it too. If I can strike back in a good way, then you can too. And we have to discern, what in our journeys is worth fighting for and what isn't. You know, this is a part of our battle strategy and manifestation. What do we truly want to manifest? What are we truly burdening ourselves with, and what is this revelation that we need to have, with with the tower? This is like 5 of fucking coins here. To me it looks like the tower card. But when we're feeling down and low, is it only when we're feeling down and low that we come into our spiritual presence? This is the Hierophant. This is about spiritual presence, spiritual knowledge. When we think we're left out in the cold, are we really? Absolutely not, because the miracle of spirit, the miracle of God, the miracle of the masculine, you know, is about transformation. It's about creation, instinct. Are we really alone? Fuck no, we're not. We know we're not. We're here on a mission. We're here on a mission. And it's time to release the burdens. It's time to release the burdens. I'm going to read that. The Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands speaks to us about overexertion and burnout. So there's a high potential for pain and suffering when we ignite too many fires at the same time. Our daily energy and willpower are limited. While we may want to take on 1,000 tasks, and perhaps we're even asked to, it's not always possible. A raven falls from a web of intricately wove patterns and has dropped all of the wands he was carrying and spirals completely out of control. He's taken on more than he can handle, and now he's unable to catch the wind under his wings. Learn to recognize the signs that you may be spreading yourself too thin or biting off more than you can chew. It may be time to cut some dead weight and lighten your load, so free yourself from responsibilities that are not helping you. Say no if you need to, and limit your activities to the ones that truly matter. Most importantly, ask for help if you need it. So don't start feeling like you're a victim and that you're being overrun, because there's help there for you, divine masculine, if you need it. If you're in service to other people and now you're running out of goods and you don't know where to turn, know that God will provide. God will provide you to service others. God will provide you to take care of the things that you hold and dear the most. So if your projects and your plans and your family are the most important thing that your life revolves around right now, just know that spirit moves and is moving you. And so everything that is happening right now is to gain wisdom and enlightenment and faith and courage with spirit, knowing that spirit is there guiding you. The miracles of spirit. Divine masculine, open yourself up to the miracles of spirit, okay? And here he is, the King of Wands. The King of Wands perseveres through its expansion and forgiveness. And then the overall energy to finish this off is the Sun. Overall, the Sun. The masculine, shining like the star he is, the Sun. Overall, actually, I'm going to go with the King of Wands first. Let's get the message of the King of Wands. Forgiveness, expansion. My love is deeper than the ocean. The King of Wands is a leader first and foremost. He leads with strong communication skills and a powerful ability to unite his people on a common purpose. He aims his sights high with his incredible team building abilities. He appears to achieve amazing things with ease. The King of Wands is a young, handsome, and athletic king. By the way, guys, Nipsey Hussle was a Leo. All right? Just got to put that out there. His thoughtful expression reminds us that he is wise, perhaps beyond his years. The king's gaze is strong and his focus is intense. He is clearly entranced By the fiery wand that lights his path, he wears his noble garb and crown of flames comfortably as he has full confidence of himself. Focus your gaze on the goals, divine masculines, you would like to achieve and begin your plan to move forward. Embrace your strong leadership abilities and don't try to do everything yourself. Your communication skills and confidence will help you become the leader that you must be to build your empire. The overall energy of the sun, and I'm going to leave you guys with this reading. I'm going to end it here with the sun card because I'm being guided to. The energy of the sun brings welcome, enlightenment, and clarity to our lives. Even after the darkest nights of winter, the sun brings life, happiness, and warmth to our world. The dark cold of winter has dulled your shine. It's time to be reborn. Let the sun move you forward, divine masculine. A bright yellow sun shines brightly through crystal clear blue skies. He looks over 3 blossoming sunflowers. The flowers have been nurtured properly, and the sun has given them energy they need to grow strong and tall. Open your palms and let the sun shine down on your skin. Feel its warmth and let its powerful energy into your soul. Now become the light you are surrounded by. Shine your light on others and move forward with light and warmth in your heart. And know the right thing to do. You're wise and you're strong. Do not stray from the truth. Follow the path of light and happiness. And even if temptation and uncertainty are leading you in another direction, you know that the sun is your home. Divine Masculine, you have another message from Spirit, the Spirit Messengers. It's about the number 19, knowing that you belong. Okay? This is the final message from Spirit. This is the Messenger Oracle by Raven Falon. Card number 19. You have a place, you have a purpose, you are special. Do not change who you are just so others might accept you. Do not dishonor your truth by allowing someone else to tell you who you must be. Change made just so you fit the expectations or social criteria of a clique or group. It does not honor you. You need to change in order to belong. You do not need to change in order to belong. My bad. You're a blessed child of Gaia and the Great Spirit and belong simply because you are. Divine Masculine, I hope over the next week, I hope that the messages from Spirit help you guys on your journey of ascension, to help you guys get through these things that you guys are facing right now. I hope the messages from Nipsey help you step into your leadership, own your creative abilities, and move forward regardless of what chaotic extremes are going on around us. We have to understand that as infinite creatures, as infinite beings, multidimensional beings, we have already experienced the worst of the worst. So there's no time to freak and panic now. Everything that you're working toward for stability, as far as yourself, your loved ones, and all of the people around you and your tribe and your communities, you're on the right path. And everything that you have done until now, you will see fruits of your labor, Divine Masculine. Miracles are afoot for you. The Great Divine Masculine and the Great Divine Mother are with you at this time. This has been a message from Tribal Awakening Ministry. This is brandinimojo, and I am wishing you guys love and light during this time. Make sure that you guys are drinking and eating organic foods. Make sure that your bodies are alkalining with the things that you're eating. Make sure that you just stay juiced up. You can use activated charcoal as a really, really good substance to help clean out bad bacteria that your body does not need to hold. Lemon juice as well. It's very high in acidities, but it's also really, really good at killing bacteria as well. And it's helping. It's going to help your body build and boost a more stable immune system. So make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves, making sure that you're juicing up. You guys, if you need personal readings, you can find me at brandydiet at facebook.com. If you want to find my Facebook page, with all of my services. They're listed below, but I've added some new services as well. So if you link up with me on Facebook, you can type in at brandinimojo on Facebook and you will come across my page. I want to thank you guys for the likes, the shares, and the subscribes to my channel. And we'll see you guys in a few days for another episode of The Divine Masculine Presents The Naked Truth. So, anyway, this has been a message from brandinimojo, and we're out. If I could ever find this cursor. Sorry, guys. All right. See you guys in a few days, and be good to yourselves. Shit.